This is Uncle Don, and he's got a huge problem. See, Uncle Don's jungle owes a lot of bananas to many, many creditors. 37 trillion bananas to be exact. Whew. That's bananas. That's over 1,000 times more bananas than there are monkeys on the entire globe. But here's the paradox that drives everyone crazy. Uncle Don's jungle is also home to the richest monkeys and the biggest banana corporations in the world. So how can a jungle be drowning in debt while so many of its inhabitants are swimming in bananas? This is the U.S. national debt. Every year, Uncle Don collects bananas from working monkeys who live and run businesses in the jungle. This is called taxes. The government then spends those bananas to run the jungle, build roads, pay soldiers, provide health care. Okay, maybe not that one, but you get the point. Taxes are meant to be used to build, repair, and improve the jungle. But here's the problem. Uncle Don always spends more bananas than he collects. Every administration does it, every single year. When this happens, the jungle runs something called a deficit. So to fill the gap, Uncle Don borrows bananas, promising to pay them back later. But later never seems to arrive. So who lends Uncle Don all these bananas? Well, some are borrowed from other monkeys right there in the jungle. Banks, investment funds, even Grandma Monkey's retirement account. These are monkeys who buy something called treasury bonds, which are basically little IOUs from Uncle Don. But that's not all. A big chunk of bananas is also borrowed from foreign jungles. Panda's jungle and the European bears are happy to lend bananas because they trust that Uncle Don usually pays them back. But there's a third, very special lender, the feds. They're a unique bunch. When they buy Uncle Don's IOUs, they can essentially create new bananas digitally. It's a neat trick. When they do it, it's called quantitative easing. When other jungles do something similar, it's called currency manipulation. Same banana, different label. But why has the stack of IOUs gotten so tall so fast? It's not just routine overspending. It's a perfect storm of policy choices and crises that threw banana peels on the fire. First, there were the incredibly expensive wars and faraway deserts. The monkeys who pushed for them swore they would pay for themselves. Instead, a few defense contractor monkeys got very, very rich, and every other monkey got the bill. Then the financial crisis. To stop the whole jungle from collapsing, Uncle Don had to bail out the big banks who caused the mess. Then came the tax cuts, especially for the wealthiest monkeys and corporations. The idea was that the wealth would trickle down. The main thing that trickled down was less revenue for Uncle Don. And the knockout blow. The COVID-19 pandemic, which required spending trillions of bananas we didn't have to prevent a global depression. Each event was a big hit. Together, they created an exponential crisis. So we have a giant pile of debt. Who cares? This is where it gets real. The biggest problem is interest. Uncle Don has to spend billions of bananas every year just to pay interest on the debt, not even the debt itself. This is called crowding out. Every banana spent on interest is a banana that can't be spent on fixing that pothole you hate, or on better schools, or on scientific research. It's like a snowball of debt rolling downhill, growing bigger each year. This also affects the bananas in your pocket. If lenders start to think Uncle Don is a sketchy borrower, they'll demand more bananas for the same goods. The bananas you have become worth less. That's called inflation. That $9 banana smoothie you like, it's on its way to $12. So what can Don do? There are no easy answers, only painful trade-offs. He has three main levers. 1. Cut spending, but over half the budget is locked into things like retirement for Grandma Monkey and interest. Cutting the rest means drastic cuts to the jungle police or infrastructure, and nobody likes that. 2. Raise taxes. This is the one you all bring up. For decades, the wealthiest monkeys and largest banana corporations have seen their tax rates go down, while the debt has gone up. Making them pay their fair share seems like the most obvious solution, but it's also the most politically difficult. 3. Grow the economy faster, the holy grail. If the jungle's economy grows faster than the debt, the problem shrinks over time. But you can't just flip a switch for economic growth. The scary part is that any real solution will require a painful combination of all three. The U.S. national debt isn't a credit card bill that's due tomorrow. It's more like a serious chronic health condition for the jungle. It won't kill us overnight, but if we ignore it, the long-term consequences are severe. The jungle is living beyond its means, borrowing bananas like there's no tomorrow. But tomorrow always comes, and when it does, who's going to be the one footing the bill?